I come back to all the time in my leadership journey. And here goes. This applies whether you lead teams virtually, directly, or wherever you are in an organization, in my opinion. So first of all, start with the why. Has anyone ever heard of Simon Sinek? Anyone ever watched his TED Talk? Basically, it's called How Great Leaders Inspire. And he says that great leaders, great communicators, great organizations all communicate, act, and tell their story in the same way. They start with why they do something, not what they do. Everybody knows what they do. Some people know how they do it. Great leaders know why they do it, they know what they believe in, and people follow great leaders if they believe in what the leader believes in. And they don't do it for money, they don't do it for the paycheck, they do it because they want to. So great leaders inspire by talking about why something's important to them, why they believe. And that's a really important thing. So think about your why, think about your purpose. Some people call it your vision, your brand, whatever it is. Think about why you do what you do. And let me give you some examples. So I work for Salesforce. Why does Salesforce do what it does? What's its purpose? So Mark Benioff is our CEO. He's most often quoted as saying, the business of business is to improve the state of the world. We have 4 key tenets. Ask anyone at Salesforce. I could pick some, but I won't. We have 4 key things we believe in. We believe in growth, innovation, trust, and equality. We believe in giving back. We talk about our culture as our family. We use the word ohana, it's Hawaiian. We believe everyone is part of our family, our customers, our partners. We believe we'll only be successful if our customers are successful. It's what we believe. I didn't mention SaaS software once. People follow leaders if they buy into that. Personally, as Jane said, make it personal, what do I believe in? I believe we right now are in the most exciting time in our industry. Everyone's got a supercomputer or 2 in their pocket. Digital customers are just the thing. If you're not talking to your customers digitally, you won't be in business. AI's here, and it's real. And I talk to my customers who are big telcos, and I tell them how they can transform to connect to the digital customer. And I'm really passionate about that. I also believe I'll only succeed if my team succeeds. I'm only as good as the people around me. I can't do it all on my own. So I need to empower my team to be the absolute best they can be. So think about your why. Point number 2. Great leaders multiply the teams that they work in. They get more out of the team than the individual. Are you a multiplier or a diminisher? And this comes from a book by a lady called Liz Wiseman. And effectively, multipliers, they get the best out of the team. They empower them. They recognize they've gone and hired intelligent people. They let them be intelligent. Diminishers are people who do the exact opposite. If you ever worked for someone who said, yeah, that's fine, but that's not the way we're going to do it. Let me tell you how we're going to do it. Your idea is pretty rubbish because I've done this before. That will never work. Did that make you feel empowered, valued, smart, committed? Did you go the extra mile? I'm going to say no. That's a diminisher. I call them dictators, but it's the same thing. All right. So what do diminishers do? How do you build? Or what do multipliers do? And this is actually, again, there's been studies that show profitability. If you're a multiplier, you get more out of the same number of people. So it's a smart business decision. So how do you multiply the strengths of your team? Well, I think you need to know your people. You need to know what drives them. I think you need to know when to coach, direct, facilitate, support, and that will be at different times. You need to stretch them. Multipliers are no walkovers. Give them a challenge, make them accountable, give them the right to run that through, let them fail, because fail is actually a very big learning. So be a multiplier, not a diminisher. My last point is actually a quote, and the quote is, "The actions express priorities." So when I was, some years ago, my boss said this to me, and I thought, my God, the man's a genius. Actually, Mahatma Gandhi said it, and he arguably was a very inspirational leader. So if I break it down, and Gandhi would allow me to paraphrase, if you say something's important as a leader, but you don't do anything about it, if you say something's important to you in your personal life, and you don't do anything about it, probably isn't really. You're lying to yourself, or you have to revisit your priorities. So when you're a leader and you're talking to your teams, and you're saying this is really important for the business, it's important for our customers, it's important for our business, if you don't really do anything about it, they're not going to trust you next time you say that. So follow through. If something's important to you, remember, Everything you do, whether it's every day or every month or whatever, will reflect that. Some of your priorities will live forever. Salesforce, trust, absolutely. Because if our customers won't trust us with data, we don't have a business. Trust is just a non-negotiable. We all work in sales. We've got weekly targets, monthly targets, quarterly targets. Your priorities can change and your focus will change. But the important thing is that your team knows if you say something's important, you commit to following that through. And I'll give you a couple of examples. Again, I'll use Mark Benioff, and this is public information. I talked about our 4 tenets. One of them is equality. And our HR department said to our boss, look, we have a whole load of women earning less than men doing the same job. Equality is easy to put on a slide. So he had a choice to make. Is it really what we stand for or not? So what he had to do is rationalize the pay. That didn't mean the men took a dip, and the women went up. If it's important to you, you have to follow through in your actions. And last one from me, and I've worked for a lot of different people that they talk about my career development and how important it is that I have a personal development plan, and we're really going to look at where I go next in the company, and then I never had one-to-one for at least a year. So if your people are important, you make the time for your people. In my business, they are my #1 resource. So make time for them. We do at least monthly personal development reviews. Okay, summarize. Start with your why. You do what you do. Be a multiplier, don't be a diminisher. And actions express priorities. Thank you.